Hi, and welcome to episode 22 of my series about the Pyara region, a fakemon region inspired by Pakistan. In this episode, we'll wrap up the Pyara League with a look at the region's Elite Four and Champion, as well as some more Starise forms. So, the Elite Four then. In terms of gameplay functions, they're much simpler than gym leaders. Where gym leaders are designed to teach you about game mechanics, the Elite Four serve as a final test of your understanding of these mechanics in a climactic boss rush. However, they need to thread the needle between feeling strong enough to make beating them feel satisfying, while still being easy enough to beat that isn't too demoralizing or annoying to have to redo their fights if you lose against them. Also, they can act as last minute experience point sources if you're really in a pinch. To solve this problem, the Elite Four goes all in on spectacle and presentation, which makes them quite fun to design. To emphasize this idea of spectacle, Pyara's Elite Four are all major celebrities in the region, and all have a connection to Pyara's massive entertainment industry. Starting things off, the first room you'll enter is a miniature skate park with ramps and grind rails, all decorated with a sandstorm motif. And ollieing into battle is the first Elite Four member, Sanad. This ground type specialist is a champion skateboarder. Their name is practically synonymous with the sport in the Pyara region, and many extreme sports enthusiasts discovered their passion through watching Sanad. They're almost supernaturally chill, breezing through skate tricks and battles alike with a relaxed demeanour and a big smile on their face. But don't let that fool you. Under Sanad's chilled out affect is a heart burning with passion, and when they really need to go all out, they can fight with the ferocity of a raging sandstorm. Sanad's ace is Dudoon, as you can tell from their skateboard, but the Pokemon they'll Starise is Golurk. Starise Golurk reworks Golurk to be somewhere between a castle and a classic Sentai base robo, making it much bigger and wider, turning its shoulder pauldrons into large towers, and reworking its central seal into an open drawbridge. Golurk's wish, or more accurately its primary directive, is to protect its friends, and this form increases its defensive and offensive capabilities, allowing it to shrug off hits and retaliate with overwhelming power. The next room you'll enter is super cutesy, decorated with hearts, stars and sparkles, as well as some absolutely massive plushes. Greeting you enthusiastically is a second Elite Four member, Fareeha. She's a very popular lifestyle streamer and influencer, and as you can tell from her aesthetic and name, she obviously specializes in the dark type. Ah, you thought I was gonna say fairy, didn't you? Nope. The dark type is all about trickery, and what better way to communicate that than a trainer who doesn't look like a dark type specialist at all? Even the thumbnail was in on the ruse. Fareeha keeps her personal and professional lives very separate from each other. Very few people know that she is an accomplished battler, and even fewer know what Pokemon she uses. She carefully maintains her self-image so people underestimate her in battle, allowing her to get the jump on her foes with brutal tactics. Despite this, outside of battle she's lovely, and tries to use her platform responsibly in ways that uplift her audience. Fareeha's ace is Mintacore, but the Pokemon she Starises is Kingambit. Starise Kingambit turns Kingambit into more of a frontline commander, reworking its hair chair into a horse, and turning its single head sword into twin samurai banners. Kingambit's wish is to become a more shrewd commander, so in addition to giving it a power boost, this Starise form also improves Kingambit's strategic abilities, allowing it to make the most of its increased strength. The third room you'll enter is a winter wonderland, complete with decorative snow Pikachu and the biggest ice cream you ever did see. And swirling and twirling towards you is the third Elite Four member, Sherbet. This ice-type specialist is a beloved children's entertainer, using his educational show Sherbet's Playtime to teach kids all sorts of valuable life lessons with the help of his various ice-type Pokemon. He also uses his fame to highlight social issues and provide support for vulnerable children through his various platforms, working hard to bring smiles to young faces on and off the screen. Sherbet's tremendous empathy allows him to forge tight emotional bonds with his Pokemon, making him an unexpectedly formidable foe in battle. Sherbet's ace is Feluda, which is also the Pokemon he'll Starise. Starise Feluda reworks Feluda's design to be a full Feluda sundae, as well as adding an extra head and some accessories to evoke his Unova counterpart Vanillux. Feluda's wish is to spread even more joy, and this form amplifies its icy magical powers, causing it to give a cooling mist that rejuvenates its allies and freezes foes alike. The final Elite Four chamber you'll enter looks like a devastated city diorama, with an ominous red sky and broken buildings strewn around the arena. Stepping towards you is the final Elite Four member, an old man who greets you before doing a surprisingly quick costume change into your true opponent, the Kaiju, Kuji King. The old man's name is Haruo, and he's a Dragon-type specialist, as well as a veteran monster movie suit actor. He originally hailed from the Kanto region, but was invited to the Pyara region by Flash, who you might remember from my first gym leader video, to help with the production of kaiju flicks at PokePyara Studios. I imagine you'd encounter him at PokePyara Studios well before you battle him, where he'd support and mentor you as you act in the studio's various films, while hiding his true position as a member of the Elite Four. Kuji King is Haruo's most famous role, and was that he designed himself based on a beloved childhood toy one of his kids had. Haruo always considers himself to be the understudy to the real talent, Kuji King, and gets fully into character when he wears the costume, allowing him to better connect with his ferocious dragon types. Haruo's ace is Triceratops, which is also the Pokemon he'll Starise. Starise Triceratops reworks Triceratops from a regular lorry to a monster truck, reinterpreting its frill decorations into windows for the truck, and expanding its legs into full, monstrous wheels. Triceratops' wish is for extra speed and power, and its new form allows it to whiz around the battlefield, crushing foes beneath its mighty tires. Once you've defeated Haruo, you'll enter the Champion's Chamber. Stepping forward to greet you is the Pyara region's strongest trainer, the champion himself, Ahsan. In addition to being the Pyara region's champion, Ahsan is also one of its biggest actors, starring in many of the region's greatest blockbusters. He's very proud of where he comes from, and uses his fame to try and give Pyara a greater presence on the world stage. A household name for his acting prowess and his skill in battle, it's said that Ahsan's ability to adapt to any role helps him connect with many different kinds of Pokemon, allowing him to juggle all sorts of different strategies and definitively earn his title as champion. He's held on to his title for years, decisively defeating the few challenges that make it through the rest of the Pyara League. Could you be the one to break his streak? Ahsan's ace is Stelepet, but the Pokemon he'll Starise is Mahultra. Starise Mahultra reworks Mahultra into a mighty archer, combining its arm-mounted blades into a giant bladed bow capable of firing arrows made of pure cosmic energy. Mahultra's wish is to become even stronger to help more people, and a power granted by a Starise form allows it to attack with tremendous strength and accuracy. After a long battle, it looks like you were able to beat Ahsan, making you the Pyara region's new champion. Wow, what a fantastic battle. I haven't fought that hard in years. I could feel the bond between you and your Pokemon in that battle. You fought as one and guided each other towards victory, and I'm certain that you'll guide the Pyara region towards an even brighter future as its newest champion. Congratulations! Oh wow, you did it! Congratulations! I took a flying taxi over here as soon as I heard you were fighting the champion. Well, I suppose it's the ex-champion now, huh, Ahsan? Professor, it's good to see you. And yes, that'll take some getting used to. But for now, let's head over to the Hall of Fame to record this fine trainer's achievements and properly crown him as a champion. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I suppose just because I'm not the champion anymore doesn't mean I don't have other responsibilities. I really have to take this call, but why don't the two of you go on ahead to the Hall of Fame? I'll join you in a sec. That was a bit of an anticlimax. But don't let it rain on your parade. You did it. You beat the entire Pyara League. I knew you had it in you. I'm so proud of you. Now let's head over to the Hall of Fame. That's all for this episode, and indeed, that's all for the Pyara League. The question for today's episode is, what's your favourite Elite Four? Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bomb! You've got a real lousy sense of timing, you know that? I have a reputation to uphold, a reputation that directly benefits you. I can't just walk out in the middle of crowning a new champion. The optics on that are awful. Yes, I've kept them busy, just like you asked. They're with the professor. Neither of them suspect a thing. So everything's ready then? Good. At long last, our years of hard work are finally at an end.